starting off our cupcake recipe, I'm just going to be creaming together 1 stick of softened butter along with a half a cup of light brown sugar. And you'll just want to mix those together until they form a light and fluffy consistency. And something very different than my other recipes, I am just adding 1 egg to this, and then I'm going to mix that all together until that's fully incorporated. Next up, I'm adding 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla, and then you're going to want to set that aside. And now in a separate smaller bowl, I'm just adding together half a cup of buttermilk with a half a cup of molasses, and molasses is what makes it taste like that gingerbread flavor. It's going to really bring out the true gingerbread cupcake flavor. And I'm just mixing those together with my fork to make sure that they're completely combined. You'll be able to tell because you won't be able to see a separation of the white and the brown colors. And then I'm just adding this to my butter mixture, and it will not look like your normal creamy batter. It is going to be a little bit separated, and that is okay. Just go with it. Then I'm going to start my dry ingredients. So in a separate bowl, I'm just going to be mixing together 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour along with a half a teaspoon of baking soda, a half a teaspoon of baking powder, half teaspoon of salt, 1.5 teaspoons of ground ginger, 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon, a half teaspoon of nutmeg, and a 1/4 teaspoon of cloves. That is a mouthful, but I promise without these ingredients, it will not taste like a gingerbread cake. These really do make the whole recipe. So I'm just mixing that together so that those are all combined before adding it to my wet ingredients. And once it is, I'm just going to be adding it in intervals just so my batter isn't flying all over my kitchen. And then I'm just going to keep mixing that until everything's incorporated, and then I can go ahead and fill my cupcake pan. I'm just filling my liners about 2/3 way full. And then I'm just going to pop that into the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 18 to 20 minutes, or until a toothpick comes out clean. These are going to bake so beautifully, you guys. You have to try this recipe. It is by far my favorite gingerbread recipe ever. And now, the delicious cream cheese icing. So I'm just adding in a stick of butter along with a stick of cream cheese. It's 8 ounces. And then I'm going to be adding in 1 teaspoon of vanilla to that. And then lastly, I'm adding in 4 cups of powdered sugar. Sometimes I can use 3 cups. It kind of depends on the day. I don't know really why this is the way it is, but sometimes I use 3 cups, sometimes I use 4. Just go 1 cup at a time and see which consistency you like best. And then I'm just mixing all 4 of those ingredients together until they're fully incorporated. Then you can go ahead and ice your cupcakes once your cupcakes are completely cooled. I am using the biggest round tip that I have, and I'm just piping on a pretty little top to these, and then on top I'm going to be adding a little gingerbread man. I found these just at my local grocery store. I've actually found a couple different types, so whatever you think is cutest, but I think that this little gingerbread man on top makes it. I do this every year. I'll probably never change it. I just think it's so cute and people can tell what they're about to be eating.